too normally.
I cut ties with a long-term friend because I felt like our friendship had outgrown. Now she's mad that I no longer want to be friends with her. Was I in the wrong for cutting her off without a reason?
No, you're not in the wrong. People are outgrowing each other.
Yeah. No, but you should tell her.
No.
Yes.
I feel that is so stupid.
You can't.
There's a difference between outgrowing a friend and cutting off a friend. You shouldn't do both.
But I think if you're outgrowing a friend, I feel like you will just distance. It's not like if you saw each other, it's not cutting off because if you cut off someone, you're not gonna say how you see them. If it's outgrowing, then it'll just be you drifted apart when you see each other. Hey.
No, but some people don't see it like that. It's like maybe I think I've outgrown you, and they're still attached to me or whatever, and then they want to now make it a beef thing. Like, oh, she don't chat to me no more. She's too nice.
No, but then that's just being immature. That's nothing to do.
That's what I'm saying.
She's owed an explanation, regardless of anything.
No, that's
an explanation. It's not outgrowing.
Outgrown the friendship, but either way,
I feel like if you've outgrown it, it's on both sides. You don't just outgrow it on yours. I don't think it's a one-way
thing.
No,
you can outgrow it.
No, I think it's on both sides because you both distance. I don't think it's a
no.
She said the question was, me and my long-term friend, I have outgrown this friendship and I've cut her off. That one person has outgrown the friendship as a one-sided thing, so she owes an explanation.
Okay, no, but listen, really and truly, if you outgrow a friend, what is the reason? It's outgrown. There's no reason.
Sometimes you can no longer be feeling their vibe.
Exactly, but that's not a reason. It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah. I think
either way, I feel like it depends on the person.
Either way, you still cut off their friend. If you cut off your friend and you said it's down to outgrowing that, and that's a long-term friend, I just believe that person has communication issues. Because how did you get to the point of it being long term, but you outgrew them? So how have you only got to the end?
People change
You lot that are on that don't deserve friends. I'm sorry, but if someone is your long term friend and you've been there for them from the jump, at the least you can tell them is why I'm cutting you off, and just give them an explanation. At least give them the chance to be able to live with that. But you just dipping out of someone's life, what's the point? Like, it makes no sense.
No, people change. I could have liked your vibe before, and then you just decided to.
But you'd be clocking
yourself.
If you're outgrowing someone, to get to the conclusion that you've outgrown them, you'd clock little things along the way.
It happens over time. It happens over time.
People are a bit immature. So if I'm gonna sit down with you and tell you, like, listen, we've outgrown each other, I feel like it's gonna be a beef thing straight.
No.
Some people are like that.
Then you need to fix who your friends are.
For me personally, it's a thing where if I've outgrown you, I'm gonna tell you straight up, yo, like I've outgrown you or not.
Really? Why do you need
to explain?
Long term.
The question is long term.
What do you mean long term? Then that means you're not a true friend.
My best friend, me and my best friend, we don't talk like that. We just outgrow.
This isn't about exactly that. No.
We just outgrow.
She's not your best friend.
No. She knows how it is. I know how it is.
You can't use your personal situation.
No, but even your personal situation, you're using this out. You're not best friends if you don't be speaking.
You're not best friends.
You're not best friends.
Bro.
We don't have to speak.
You're acquaintances.
No, but I'm saying you've lost friendship. You're not best friends. You're just friends.
You've lost friendship.
Every single time to be best
What type
friends.
of best friend is that? You don't talk all the time.
And especially girls as well. When girls have a best friend, it's normally proper tight. Like if you're saying,
I'm saying when boys have a best friend, that's for life. You see girls falling out with their best friends, boys don't.
The way a boy ride for their boys, not how a girl ride for
because girls are fake.
No, I ride my best friend.
I don't know about you, but sorry.
My best friend is. Sadie, Kelly, you watching this?
Well, listen, my point is, I have so many friends I've had for years, since year 7, that when you grow up, you just adapt to different things.
You're not the same anymore.
You're like, for example, 5 years ago, if you said I'll do YouTube, I probably would have laughed in all of your faces. But I do YouTube now, so everyone changes. So if you,
They're talking now.
no, it's just a question. Like, you can outgrow someone, but you don't have to cut them. That's why I find it so dumb that the person in the question has
I feel like outgrowing someone, you're already kind of cut off.
I outgrow people a lot. As in,
I've outgrown so many people, but they're still there. Like,
do you know what I mean? I outgrow people.
but the question is long-term friend.
What do you mean outgrow?
Outgrow, like, cool, so you were.
Because my outgrow is you're really annoying and I just don't want to be around you. No, because that's outgrow because then if you don't like me, if you do things that's annoying or you do things that's shocking, let me finish.
You can have different reasons to outgrow someone.
Did you get it? If you're really annoying or you're childish and you do things I don't like, I'll distance from you, but I'm still gonna be your friend.
My definition of outgrow is one of my friends, for example. He's now a professional footballer. He's not anywhere near ends, so he doesn't even keep in touch with most of us in ends. That's outgrowing.
Yeah, that's outgrowing. That's outgrowing. Because not liking a certain man, certain person's characteristics.
Yeah, that's different. We have different definitions of outgrowing.
It's outgrowing.
Outgrowing is you changed yourself so that your friendship doesn't really work as much.
Are you sure? That's something. Me personally, for example, I've outgrown people a lot of people. I'm not gonna now message you like, hey man, I've outgrown you.
Yeah, that's rude.
Exactly.
No, but
there's no reason to outgrow it.
Can I say this?
You just stop talking. It happens naturally.
Okay. So it's a long-term friend that you have outgrown that you now want to cut off. So from what I'm thinking, you've outgrown this friend. That means they've done something that's irritating. You've just outgrown the friendship. Now you want to cut them off. Let me even take off. Yeah?
No, but you still want to cut them off. They must have done something.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, now she is owed, or he is owed explanation regardless.
You have to explain.
Yes, they are. This is a long-term friend. This is a long-term friend. And you guys have outgrown each other and you're cutting this person off.
From the question, it doesn't seem like there's...
If somebody wanted to cut me off,
I feel like you're just too nice, because if I outgrow someone and I don't want to be with you, I won't talk to you and won't answer.
No, but I would be pressed. How can you outgrow
Let me say something.
I can't lie, me personally, I think that T and Aisha are chatting a lot of shit. Plainly because how can you not want to explain to someone that was your long-term best friend that, you no longer want to be friends with them? Like, I would actually be afraid to be in a friendship with those two, because that's very, very fake towards me. Well, that's me personally. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
If I've outgrown someone and they message me, I'm not going to air them.
Why
friends?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
The problem is
I've been friends with someone for 7 years.
Wait.
When you've been friends with someone for 7 years, it's going to hurt.
You know what long term, you and this person have been buddies, like when talking long term, 7 years. So that person needs an explanation.
Thank you.
Being cut off.
Thank you.
You know this random.
If you want to cut off, no matter what anyone says,
you're not giving them a reason why you just
no, but that's the question. No matter what anyone says, if you want to cut a long term off, if you're just going to cut someone off, if you're going to cut a friend off and you guys were close and you were long term and you're just going to cut them off without no explanation, you're a bad friend.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, if someone came to me and said, bro, I'm cutting you off,
I'll tap your head.
I'll be like, what are you on about? But there's different ways. Get out of my life, bro.
Let me say something to you. When you are not getting it, you're thinking of the word outgrow. Your best friend is cutting you off. Your long-term best friend is cutting you off. You're not talking to her ever again.
No, it's
and she's not giving you a reason.
But I don't care. Like,
so then you're not her best friend.
That's what you know. That's what you
They're not decent human beings. They're just not decent human beings.
Okay, I'm a sort of person where it's like people are gonna come and go. I don't really care if my friend cuts me off or whatever. Like it's never that deep. Even my best friend, my long-term friend, like I really don't care. I'm a sort of person where it's like my best friend should already know that it's never on a beef thing. It's never on that thing. So if they want to go and live their own life, let them go live their own life. Like it's never that deep. You don't need an explanation for everything. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to my point.
You're not decent human beings.
If you want to go that way, you can go that way.
You have
I'm not gonna force you to be my friend. If you want to cut me off, I can't lie. You're gone. Like
exactly.
You ask for a reason.
If you want to cut me off and you told me the reason, after you told me the reason, I'm not going to beg you.
No, but she said she wouldn't hear the reason.
If you were my close friend and you cut me off with no reason, I've lost all respect for you.
Thank you. Because why are you not giving a reason?
If you were being that close, you would care enough to let me know.
You're a childhood friend.
Because you don't just lose. You don't lose love for a person. Even if someone's done you wrong and you've been friends with them, you don't lose love for them. So if you still have that love for them, you will let them know the reason. And if you don't want to let them know the reason, that means you never loved them.
You never had feelings for them at all.
I don't think you say it in like a text to them. Bro, I'm cutting you off.
If I see some, I had a friend friend, yeah, I saw him distancing from me. I literally asked him what was the reason. He didn't want to tell me, but my thing is, you're not blind. You can see someone distancing from you. You're not stupid. But when you were talking every single day and then it's not a that no more, you obviously know something's going on. So then you go out. I went out of my way to message him. What's the reason? If you don't want to tell me the reason, that's a you problem. But I'm gonna look for the reason because you're supposed to be my friend. You get it?
An example of like outgrowing someone. Let's say someone, yeah, you know, you're focusing on education, right? And you know this person's in the same class, whatever, but they're not focusing, not doing anything. You're telling them all year, come on, do this. You don't have to say in a final text, bro, I'm cutting you off. You just go to uni. You just go to uni, get your job, do your life. You don't need to text no one. You've been saying it the whole year.
Give them a text message.
You don't need to. Just go to uni, get your money. Nah, man.
It's not cool.
Friend is lazy, a bum, not trying hard. You can just cut them off, literally.
I agree with Lee's point because imagine now I'm in school, me and my best friend are in school, yeah. This person is flopping, they're not doing well. You're encouraging them, you're telling them, you're helping them, you're supporting them, you're giving them advice. They're not taking it. You as a person, you will naturally outgrow them because you can't be chilling with bums. And I'm sorry. No, let me finish.
That's so silly.
I'm sorry. Imagine we both go up. We're now in year 11. We're going to year 12 now. Yeah. One is for GCSE, become a balance to trap. Me, I'm going to do higher things. Just because someone's not trying to school doesn't mean
exactly. There's so many other things to do.
I'm saying no. I know education is not for everyone, but if you finish school, he was saying you now want to turn to the trapping side.
That's not what he was saying.
That's what I think.
There's so many alternatives. Why are you going for trap?
I was giving school as an example.
We're not on topic. I feel like
can we get back to the topic?
Nowadays, people will actually flop their GCSEs and turn to trapping as an option.
Anyways,
what I'm saying is...
Some people become YouTubers. Guys, I don't know how people in this episode are lacking simple logic. Like, people clearly don't know the difference between outgrowing and cutting off. I'm sorry, but any normal person would talk to their best friend from a long time if there was a situation. I'm sorry, but I just feel like you can't cut anyone off for no reason.
I'm not saying if you don't do well in school, you're fucked.
No, I just feel like people just come and go.
You don't feel like anything.
I feel like people just come and go. Like, if my best friend...
How can your long-term friend come and go?
Just let her do whatever. It's never that deep. I don't find it deep.
No, because I value the friendship, but I value myself way more than I value any friendship.
You know, surely,
wait. If you're in a long-term friendship with someone, yeah, a long-term friendship means you care for this person, you love this person.
This person BTLC your mum eating your house.
If the reason you've cut them off, yeah, it must be detrimental to you and your success. So obviously mean it must be detrimental to them in a way as well. If you care for them, you might as well tell them the reason. That doesn't mean, okay, cool, we need to be friends after I tell you this reason.
But sometimes you don't have a reason. Sometimes you don't have a reason. You just drift apart.
Exactly. That doesn't mean you cut them off.
But that doesn't mean, but if you care for that person, you would tell them where it was, so at least they can have the opportunity to work on themselves. They don't have to work on themselves with you in that friendship.
I'll be so real. Let me say that. A lot of you here, are not my long-term friends, but if you were distant, I will still ask you, what's going on?
No, that's a you problem. If any of you were to distance from me, I wouldn't care because you're not. That doesn't mean anything. With me, I have friendships that I value. As in, I don't really have close friends, but the close friends I do have, I value. So if any of my close friends was to just cut me off, I would never respect them again in this life. If you didn't give me an explanation, you're gone.
If you were close friends with someone and you had a long-term friendship, I don't think it's right to just cut them off without an explanation, because I personally think if you cut them off without an explanation, you never cared and you never had love for them, because if you did have love for them, you would tell them what they did, like, without just leaving them by themselves, and not leaving them by themselves, but just leaving them confused, because that's really painful. Imagine losing your close friend and you don't even know the reason why, like, you don't even understand what they're going through, because, you know.
But if
I'm saying you're right. Like,
but if you were to just cut me off respectfully, I wouldn't really care.
Business is business.
Can I say this point really quickly, yeah? You're saying that your long-term friend, you wouldn't care that because it's about you now. So imagine, let's say this long-term friend, yeah, let's use an example, your boyfriend now. You're in your long-term relationship and you've outgrown the relationship. You're not going to give them explanation at all.
She says.
This is why I say you're not getting married. You're not getting married.
No, because that's my friend too. That's when you're my friend. Your boyfriend, you give them explanation, but you're not the same. You're going to tell them and you're going to tell them. You're in it for the money.
Your friends are what? Your friends don't fucking you. Your friends don't fucking you.
Because your boyfriend blows out your back, you're not going to cut him off if he does something bad.
No.
the reason why she gives an explanation.
They don't. They're not old enough.
Listen.
The way I see it is Dami is chatting a lot of shit out of her mouth right now because she's saying that she must go and then explain her whole self to people that she's no longer going to be friends with after. I don't see the point. Why am I then going to explain everything that you've done when I can just block you and be on with it? There's no point.
The same way you don't know and your boyfriend is
with a boyfriend, yeah, you're invested like sexually, romantically. So
it's different. Okay, but still, your best friend you learned from young, your long-term friend. This one you've invested in seeing your mum.
I don't think you always need to give them an explanation. I think sometimes they just know. Because with my
No, not to cover.
With my ex-best friend, there was a situation and we had a final phone call, and then after that I removed that and she needed a memo to remove me as well.
Yeah, because we had that
and if you were to ask, in the final conversation, it wasn't I'm cutting you off, it was just like
no, but in the final conversation it was an explanation, bro.
No, in the final conversation it was talk about what had happened, but it wasn't because we thought I don't know if she thought it was going to be resolved, but it wasn't I'm cutting you off because of this. It was just we spoke about the situation.
No, wait. Was that a situation where it stabbed your friendship?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry.
She knows that.
But you can't just wait. You can't just one day sit down and outgrow a friend here, then try to cut them off and give them
for no reason. That's
isn't valid because it was a mutual feeling. It was a mutual feeling.
No, but I cut her off. If I wanted to still be her friend, she'll still be my friend. I cut her off, so it's not mutual.
Okay.
Amen.
Cool. But you know what? I had a friend from year 6. And she's still on my Snap now. She's not my friend anymore. We've outgrown each other. I've never cut her off. She's never cut me off. We're just not friends.
Exactly. But if you were to see her, you'll say hi. That's outgrowing, but cutting off.
So wait.
That's what I'm saying. It's never cut. And yes, expected don't really count. It's never a thing when someone...
Wait. No, I'm coming for you because you're
cutting someone off. Cutting someone off is a big word.
Yes.
That means you're done.
I don't like you. Don't say hi to me. If you see me walk past me.
No.
That's cutting off.
I don't mean it's not a beef thing.
No one said beef thing.
So you remove someone's stuff and you'll say hi to them
in person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't like.
No, but why do you remove and then say hi to them in person?
I didn't say I was going to say hi, but you have said
What the fuck?
I feel like a lot of people are lying, man. They'll say this, but be buddy with the people that chat.
You won't give explanation.
Bro.
She said she won't give explanation. I don't know what you said.
You won't give explanation. I think you guys are my friends.
I feel like
I would be scared to be in a friendship with you.
No, listen.
Cut a long-term friend off. Period.
No, you see my best friend. You see my best friend.
She's not your best friend.
Listen. You see my best friend, yeah? Like,
it's not your best friend.
No, if we outgrow each other, she will get. I don't have to give her.
Yeah, no, but you're not understanding. She will just get outgrowing
and cut off.
Wait, do you want?
If I outgrow someone, I'm not gonna care.
Do you want a review or something, bro? It just can end that.
No, if you outgrow someone, I'm not gonna really care.
Are you dumb? I want to review. You're my friend for years.
What do you mean?
You're my friend for years.
When you outgrow someone, it happens over time. So I feel like you've already meant to be friends. So when the final stage does come, that you guys
if you're a decent human being, you're going to explain either way. Simple.
Cool. Listen, personally for me, I think T number 1, Asha number 2, they're both chatting out their arse. I'll be so real. Listen, for me personally, if you're going to cut off your long-term friend or outgrow them, you have to give them a specific reason why you're cutting them off. I don't know why she was getting on to Dami. Number 2, she shouldn't do that because Dami has sense and them two both don't have sense. And number 3, come on, man, just use your brain sometimes. Come, you have to use your brain. Like, God gave you a brain. The brain's not even braining.
I don't think so.
Do you know what it is? A lot of you are saying this now, but I know if your best friend wants to cut you off,
Communication is key.
But sometimes, if your best friend wants to cut you off, you wouldn't even care. When I stopped being friends with my best friend, people thought I was gonna cry. I moved on with my life.
It's a relief.
Even if you had a reason, it's a relief. Even if you had a reason, it's still gonna hurt you that you had the courage to do this to me. But it was literally a relief because of so many little things that had happened that build up to what had happened.
Do you know what would annoy me? If I found it a relief and then you come to me and telling me you're cutting me off and giving me a review why.
Just go, bro.
Then you're fake. You're fake then. If it's a belief on your behalf when you're the person that didn't do the other person wrong, then you're fake.
No.
That means you if it's a belief
Sometimes you think a friendship is good, and then when it ends, you're happy.
Okay, then that's when the belief comes after.
Certain people are just taking you motives all the time, but from that time you've been cut off with them, you're working, you're doing something, getting money, literally.
Yeah, I personally believe that if you have a long-term friend that you've outgrown and you want to cut them off, you owe them explanation.
Amen. Simple.